Hello everybody, I am Angry Bird. Welcome to a new Steel Division League cast today, and we are continuing the best of 5 matchup between Grey Fox and Tiger. If you didn't catch the first game, make sure you go back and check it out. This is the Steel Division League Season 3 Division 2 Playoffs Grand Finals. So the winner of this match does stand to win some money. Although, don't believe it's a great deal until we get into Division 1. And then that's where the prize money kind of gets a little bit bigger. So let's have a look at the decks. We have Grey Fox on the left-hand side. Just a 6-pounder placed down for now. So either away doing something or perhaps doing a lot of strategic thinking. He's playing the 6th Airborne today, Flatline Income. I believe Tiger also is on Flatline Income. He tends to play Flatline, so I'm going to guess that. 6th Airborne, I'm sure he'll start to get the Tempest. In fact, interesting Mosquito Recon plane there. Don't think we see that too often, the actual Recon variant. Does have the Mosquito Napalm bombers. They can be pretty deadly, as well as the Tempest bombers. We've seen Tiger use the... Oh no, it's the Typhoons, isn't it? That Tiger used to great effect. We've got the Mosquitoes in B phase as well. And the Typhoon AT rocket planes in B phase. 16 planes in total for Grey Fox. He's also got the Pulsons and the Tri-Pulsons. I point this out because the AA can be relatively weak at times. So they really will rely on their kind of Tempest fighter bombers in A and the Tempest dedicated fighters in B phase to try and hold off any enemy aircraft. Coming from the 44th Guards on the opposite side, I don't think we'll see too many aircraft. Although Tiger does love his aircraft, so saying that, we probably will see quite a lot. In terms of the 6th Airborne Infantry, 102 units, it's not over the top, but it's certainly, you know, more than manageable for a 1v1. And, yeah, I mean, a lot of this map, the map is Sidels. A lot of it's played over the interplay, over the kind of swampy section in the middle and the sight lines between both sides. It looks like Grey Fox has the better side of the map as I'm looking at the orientation. I think he's going to need to use the AB Vickers HMGs to great effect and the Centaurs, depending on whether the 44th Guards get a lot of OB-25s. And I think I can see an SU-57 out for them as well. Let's have a look at Tiger's deck. He is playing the 44th Guards on Flatline Income. It was an SU-152, sorry, that I saw. I don't even know why I was saying SU-57. I don't even know if there is one of those. It was an SU-152. So Tiger does have the Tu-2Ss, and he has 3 Yak-3 fighter planes. So really not going to be challenging the skies too much. He has brought in a fairly substantial amount of AA in the course of the Zenot 37 mils. I mean, 37 mils are great units for the Russians. Not quite as good as the German AA, but certainly do the job fantastically well. And the Zenot 85 mils as well. I feel like maybe he could have brought in another AA unit. I'm not sure what else the 44th Guards get access to. Possibly could have then allowed him to up-vet some of the Zenots as well. Bearing in mind he is up against the 6th Airborne, so you know they're going to be using a hell of a lot of planes. What could he have sacrificed for that? Well, maybe a unit of snipers in that recon tab. I mean, snipers are fantastic. But yeah, I think he could have perhaps looked to get a little bit more AA. Is that enough AA there? 13 units of AA? I guess, I mean, 9 Zenots and 4... I guess it's enough, but you just... Against a very plane-focused division, I think rather than like going with more numbers of AA, I probably would have wanted to try and up-vet a little bit more. Just to, you know, try and help out in that plane department. Anyway, I mean, 124 units of infantry, that's more than Grey Fox has. so he can stand up. I mean, Grey Fox has probably got better quality infantry, but I think the Russians will be a little bit better at longer range in terms of infantry alone. Tiger does have a lot of T-34-85s as well. I mean, he's got 21 tanks in total, most of them T-34-85s. He should be okay tank-on-tank engagements. Overall, I think he should be okay. Right, the game is underway. Let's just recap. On the left-hand side in red, we have Grey Fox playing the 6th Airborne on flatline income. Going very far in the middle. And on the right-hand side in blue, we have Tiger. He's playing the 44th Guards on flatline income. And yeah, both players putting a steady setup together here. Looks like the snipers do unload, catch something in that Jeep. May well have been a leader unit there, which will be a big sort of pickup from Grey Fox. PTRS unload, but they don't catch anything in the town. A couple of Guardia and Tanko Disaniki go in there. I was about to say that he needed some reinforcements, so it's good to see those units going in there. The Piats and the Paras are going quite long. They're looking to target this little forest, and it's a great start. There is an OB-25 in there, not yet in the best position, and I think those infantry units are going to catch these AT guns and infantry guns off guard. Little John's pressing through the forest. Will the Tanko Disaniki get out alive? Smoke coming down. I imagine that's Tiger actually with the Ognamachiki. The Tanko Disaniki do just unload in time, but the Tetrarchs might catch them. T-34's coming across to cover and should be okay. I mean, it can still get taken out by the Little John at a snapshot close range shooter kill. That's not good for Tiger. Does back away, rightly so. Tanko Disaniki's throwing Molotovs, and AB Canadian Paras throwing Willie's Pete's. Backs it straight off into the smoke. Actually, good work there to do that. The sniper looks like it is going to go down to the Ognamachiki. And it's going to be a big battle here in the forest. Looks like one of the Mosquitoes does go up north. But I just want to focus on this southern side for a moment. The Tetrarch and the Tetrarch Little John are pushing forward. The shooter kill is about to be relieved. Tetrarch firing on the Ognamachiki further up. The Tanko Disaniki forced to fall back. T-34-76 is not quite in sight. Oh, and a big kill from the Tetrarch Little John. I think that was a side shot. The T-34-76 was focusing up north due to being in the smoke. The smoke disappeared. The Tetrarch had the perfect shot. And now they're firing on the Tanko Disaniki coming in the back. Tiger notices that, pulls that in. Tempest Mark 5 coming in as well, hitting the perfect spot there, destroying one of the Tanko Disanikis, falling back Guardia, pinning down Guardia as well. And there is a rifle leader under trouble, though. It looks like Tiger is going to win the infantry engagement, but those two Tetrarchs are going to cause him some headaches. I think he needs another T-34 down there to engage. Yeah, here comes an 85. He's still vulnerable to the Tetrarch Little John, but if he stays back, can still engage, and I think he's got the overwhelming odds. But it depends. If those Tetrarchs stay in that kind of position, perhaps a flank from the Guardias down here could use the AT grenades to help out. I think that's best placed. The AB Paras Piat and the Canadian Paras do make it into the position, destroy the OB-25. The M42 gun had to retreat. Unit of Guardia heading in there, and a T-34-76, but those Piats are in place, so the 76 still has to worry. Looks like Tiger's making a push forwards with the Ognamachiki smoking off first. Guardia and Tanko Disaniki moving forwards. We're not quite looking at the top yet. I want to catch these infantry battles in the south. Looks like Tiger completely does have the southern side now. T-34-85 on the way. Should contest against the Tetrarchs, but Grey Fox does bring in plenty of reinforcements and a Centaur. Looks like the push in the center is still going on. Guardia do catch the AB Canadian Paras. T-34-76 rightly backing away there. We move up north to see the situation here. Tempest Mark 5 diving in on the SU-152. Doesn't quite get the kill. TU-2S coming in here. Nearly gets caught by that Tempest. Does release its payload. Got to be a little bit careful here. That Tempest might be able to ambush it on the way home. And the bomb should come in, but just drop slightly behind. Will that Tempest get the kill? They can be deadly with the 4 Hispano Mark 20 mil cannons. Ooh, just miss, and he shouldn't get the kill. The TU-2S will make it out alive, but that was a close one. Sniper engaging Sniper. Canadian Paras from afar as well. There is a Tetrarch Little John and a 6-pounder in here. Grey Fox definitely has this northern side. He's pulled off the 1410. He's picked up this flag here. Wow, this flag and this flag in the center. But his glider crew are a little bit weak here on the in the central area, so we'll have to see whether Tiger does push forward there. OB25 kind of making its way through, but it's still not the greatest position. I think he's using that to try and contest against the Tetrarch Little John. Guardia charging at that Little John. Will they release the grenade? Yes, they do. Oh, doesn't get the kill and does surrender. Oh, did not go Tiger's way there. I think he was unfortunate there. The T-34-85 coming in, transmission damaged. Tempest coming in and hitting that Tanko Disaniki. Has to worry about this T-34-85 now. Armor crack from the Tetrarch Little John. Oh, that Little John is doing work there. Griffiths taking out a T-34-76 and a T-34-85. Big work from that Tetrarch Little John, and really has saved Grey Fox on this southern side. If these Tetrarchs would have gone down, I feel like Tiger definitely would have cleared up the infantry in here, but they're just preventing any reinforcements, and another double T-34-76 this time. Surely the odds will be forever in Tiger's favor down on this southern side with 2 T-34s against just 1 Tetrarch Little John. Guardia and Paras engaging from the opposite sides. Tetrarch falls back to try and help out against the Tanko Disaniki. Good spot from Grey Fox to see that Tanko Disaniki, and Grey Fox up to a 16-8 now. 13 minutes on the clock. TU2S coming in and hitting those AB Paras with those Piats. The Gvardia DP should be able to come in there, and they're going to pick up 3 flags just from that action. So Tiger not quite out of it yet, but that, I guess that distraction has been a pretty big distraction, and Tiger has had to put resources in there which he's taken from other areas, or that have been taken from other areas. Ognamachiki being advanced upon by the 2 units there, and the Grey Fox definitely wins that engagement out. Tanko Disaniki, if they push north, can take out the glider crew and the 6-pounder, but Tiger, he can see the glider crew, but he doesn't know the 6-pounders there. I think if he did, he'd possibly push that forwards to go for that kill. And finally moves the Guardia and the Ognamachiki forward as well, with some smoke to help out there, and should dismantle the glider crew, but might not be in time because reinforcements are on the way from Grey Fox. So back to a 13-11 after the position in that centre field has been taken, but Tiger's infantry units down south have been dispatched with ease now. The reinforcements from Grey Fox really helping out, and the clearly the Mosquito napalm bomber has been helping out as well. The Guardia, they really need to fall back. They're well outnumbered, but Tiger might not necessarily know that. Oh, he did obviously realise, does fall them back. I think the Tanko Disaniki may well get surrendered here, but the Guardia should make it out alive. Guardia DP pushing forwards. Ooh, I think Tiger's forgotten about the Tetrarch Little John, because that Guardia is bound to go down in the transport. The T-34-76s aren't quite being used yet. Tempest Mark 5 coming in to hit that hill, as well as more Tempests. The bombers are now starting to do their job, and we really need to see some AA coming in from Tiger. But I think on the whole, especially down south, he has traded pretty poorly. T-34-76 is going all the way around. I'm really surprised by this move. Oh, there is a 6-pounder there, so he must have seen that 6-pounder fire, which is why he's moving them around in this way. But otherwise, seemed like an odd maneuver there. OB25 does come in here, should be able to counter the 6-pounder, but those T-34s are now not in place to counter any Tetrarch pushing forwards. I guess it does have to get into range of the Beza machine gun, which is, what, 750 meters, so yeah, I guess the OB25 is safe for now. TU2S coming in. Going to hit the Canadian Paras, I'm sure. May drop a little bit further back. Tanko Disaniki were finally discovered and are destroyed out in the open. Things definitely not going Tiger's way at the start. Guardia do dispatch a unit of infantry there, perhaps Ox and Bucks. But the position is still held by Grey Fox. T-34-76 pushing forwards. And we get a slight lull in the battle. We are just hitting B phase, both players on the same income, flatline income. Tiger actually has a 14-10 now, which is kind of surprising. It's thanks to this action here. But Grey Fox, I think, definitely has started the better of the two players. Tiger has recovered this flag, but he definitely doesn't have the units in here to hold it. Unless the Tetrox and the 6-pounder go down, and then he can bring the tanks in, but I think that would be unlikely at this point. The 6-pounder doesn't fire there, and Grey Fox putting it on hold fire. I think he wants to tempt out whatever Tiger has here. He doesn't want to reveal that 6-pounder. The Tetrox push forwards along with the Centaur 4. And that probably will spark Tiger into action down in the south. Snipers do move into the position into that central town, which is an interesting call. Mosquito up to the north. Ooh, there's a heavy grouping of units up here. Oh, this is going to hurt. Luckily for Tiger, did just manage to catch that surrender in time. He's got a couple of T-34-76s hitting that Centaur 4, but all of that infantry surrendered, and the sniper's going to be forced to unload before getting into position. Oh, actually goes down in the flames. Ouch. That hurts. That really hurts. PTRS-41 heading forwards, which is an interesting call. Mostly you see the PTRSs used at the start of the game and kind of forgotten about after that. But I do like the position. I just don't think it will make it there. We do now see a Zenart 37mm onto the field, 2 in the north and 1 in another reinforcing one in the north. That's a good play from Tiger. Definitely needs those units in because he is suffering at the hands of the bombers down in the south. Grey Fox definitely pushing forwards with that infantry, and Tiger, there's no way he can hold off here. And OB-25, oh, that's not in a great position. That is not in a great position. It's going to go down, no doubt about it. I would have rather it been back on this hill. I think it originally came into this kind of position, has obviously made its way through there. Can it survive against the glider crew? Possibly, but once the rest of the infantry go down, the rest of Grey Fox's infantry is going to push through. Looks like there's been some Mosquito and Tempest bombers. We see some reinforcements from Grey Fox coming up north. OB-25 going down to that Centaur. Might have been the Cromwell, actually. Another Mosquito coming in. I think... Is Grey Fox targeting the AA? I'm not sure there. Or is he trying to clear the way for his Mosquito bomber to come in? But yeah, those bombers, they are starting to take their toll on Tiger's units. Another 2 Tempests just flying way behind enemy lines here. So many aircraft coming out for Grey Fox. I mean, the problem with these Xenarts is they're not all vetted. We could do with maybe a commander coming in, but Tiger definitely... Oh, here we go. I was about to say Tiger probably can't afford it because he's reinforcing his front line. He did just get a load of units decimated, so the combat does come in and should upvet at least one of the Zenart 37s, although that one's going to suffer right now because it's about to be destroyed. So probably not the best place. I guess he was going to use it to upvet his infantry as well, but perhaps in this position back here or this position back here would have been maybe a little bit more a little bit safer for him. The infantry did push through, destroy the OB-25 that was in there. The the T-34-76 does go down to the 6-pounder. The Tetrarch Little John did get destroyed, but yeah, both of those T-34s have gone down. Tiger's lost a lot of T-34s early, and yeah, I think he's not traded well with those T-34s, which has been pretty unfortunate for him. The Cromwell does go down there to either the T-34 or the TU-2S, and actually it forces back the infantry. Tiger will be pretty happy about that. We're back to a 12-12. I think Grey Fox has traded better overall, so I think he probably will be in a better situation right now, especially with this 6-pounder here and the Centaur 4. Very nice positions for both of those units, and another unit of Guardia goes down in the transports. I think Tiger has to bring something in. I think he needs a bomber in here, really. There is no AA down south. He has to target that 6-pounder, and then once the 6-pounder's down, he can use his tanks once again. But I don't think he can afford the units right now. He's definitely on the back foot, although that's what it seems to me. He is now starting to get the AA up. The other Xenart did go down. It is now being replaced, and we get a couple of GV Comratis coming in here as well to help out with the veterancy from the combat. If these 3 units go down up here, that Guardia is pushing very far forwards. I mean, it is going to be 3-on-1. Or at least 2-on-1. But yeah, I think... oh, that Guardia Comrati needs to get in here. The Grenadier Volks somehow aren't engaging the Guardia. They're engaging these Guardia down here. So it gives Tiger a little bit more time to perhaps push forwards. I think he can take that northern town. Does need some kind of AT up there, though, to counter that Cromwell. Mosquito heading into the center. I imagine it's probably going to target these Guardia in this forest. Looks like there's been one bombing strike there already. No, he's going for the AA again. So, Grey Fox really wants to eliminate the AA, and I think he's going to make that. No, he doesn't. But will the Mosquito in the rear make it? I think he will. The Tempest strafes down that Xenart, and the Mosquito should get the kill, and it does. That's a big loss. Big loss. Yep. Every one of those Xenarts killed is quite a big loss. I think Tiger really needs to be careful here. Grey Fox is going for the other one. This Mosquito shouldn't make it, though, because it is all alone this time. Oh, just in time. Is forced back just in time and is destroyed. You see the difference between a 2-star and a 0-star there? Does get the kill that time. And there is a Yak 3 up now as well. Tiger really needs to fight off those airstrikes. So he's kind of getting there. He is kind of getting there. But I think Grey Fox is in a pretty dominant position. If these Guardia goes down, there's quite a few flags back here with no defense. And an Ognamachiki kind of holding this flag in a way. There is some reinforcements further up north as well. Tiger's best bet is the northern position, I think, to re-establish some control, but he definitely needs to reinforce his center. He needs to reinforce his south. Grey Fox, he just needs to continue the assault, I think, forwards. And the center probably is his best bet right now. SU-152 taking on a Cromwell. Can destroy it with that HE cannon, and the Cromwell getting out of position. That should actually allow Tiger to push forwards. I'm kind of surprised he's not pushing forwards with everything here. Okay, now he is pushing forwards. And should obtain that northern position. I think the Yak 3 is really helpful here as well, to ward off any bombing strikes coming in. Did he have another Xenart go down? I think I think this one here. No, that was the one that went down to the Mosquito. No, here it is. He does still have the 2 Xenarts on the field. Not the best position for this one, though, because it is, you know, it's losing half of its AA by covering this northern side. But, you know, Tiger's taking the opportunity to get it further forward, because if he was to leave it back here, it is further back. So it's swings and roundabouts there with that one. Tempest does come into the center. Looks like he's actually going for that Yak 3, which is very interesting. Xenart 37 coming in here now. Tiger's baiting him over the AA. Will take the engagement. Xenart 37 drops off. But the Tempest, 420 mils, gets the kill. And may well go down now, straying over the 2 guns in the north. Oh, Tiger really needs that trade. Oh, it's going to make it out. It is going to make it out. Tiger loses out there. He won't like seeing that back. Tempests are very strong aircraft right now, it seems. Okay, we have 3 bunched up Guardias just open for a bombing strike, and in comes a Tempest. Yeah, it's going to target those Guardias. We've really seen a great display from Grey Fox with this 6th Airborne. This is definitely the way to play them. Utilize those Tempest bombers and the Mosquitoes very early. And if you can leverage the advantage, it forces the enemy player to invest in AA, which is, you know, a support weapon, rather than something that can affect the front line, really. So if Grey Fox can keep his frontline units alive and continue to use his bombers to rain down on the enemy front line, the enemy's using their resources to purchase AA, not to purchase more frontline units, and you can slowly edge your way forwards. Grey Fox has made a push in the centre that I've missed here, and has successfully picked up flags, and he's now 16-8 up. 6 minutes left on the clock. Tiger is definitely looking in a desperate situation. This Tempest is just flying overhead. I mean, the Xenon 37 is so far back here. But yeah, it's just a really tough position for Tiger to be in, and he's looking really weak now. Another Tempest bomber marks in, and the Xenon just, I don't think that's the best position for it, but it dropped off. Something back here might be a little bit better, actually. But it dropped off to counter that Yak 3 Tempest duel earlier, which is the problem when you drop your AA off way behind your lines. Oh, and a train of Mosquitoes, a squadron, not quite. Oh, another Mosquito up in the north. Grey Fox is starting to dismantle the front line of Tiger, and there's just no way back for him now, it feels. Just bombing strike after bombing strike, and Tiger has to invest in his AA, but it's now meant that Grey Fox can, wow, just look at the planes coming in. Grey Fox can just heavily invest in his front line. Oh, is that Typhoon going to pick off the T-34-85? I'm sure it's lost line of sight. And it shouldn't release its rockets. Is an off-map coming in here from the 152mm. It is fairly nicely placed, but the Grenadiers are going to push onto this hill, take this forest, and oh, look at this Mosquito here. Any chance of a pushback from that off-map is going to be halted for the moment with that Mosquito coming in there. Tiger does have the north somewhat under control, but Grey Fox still has that 16-8. 4 minutes left on the clock. And Xenon 85mm coming in here now. But like I said, he's investing in the 85mm, and there's no way he can push the front line back right now, because he needs infantry to do that. TU2S coming in, going to strike the group of infantry here. Actually, that's a good call. Quite a few of them could go down, but the Guardia are pinned and destroyed, so overall, that TU2S won't stop the front line pushing forwards. Oh, and Grey Fox does manage to spread out a few units just in the nick of time. Tempest coming through, trying to take down that TU2S. May well get the kill here. Yep, the 420mm doing their job, but should go down flying over the Xenon 85mm and the Xenon 37mm. Wing damage. Is it going to make it out alive as well? I think it might. Yep, it is. Oof. And again, I think that's the difference between a 0-vet Xenart and a 2-vet Xenart. I think if that was a 2-vet, I think that plane would have gone down there. We have the double 2-vet Xenarts up north now. And they should really start to help Tiger cement his position in the north. But he's only got 1.5 minutes left. And it's really looking quite tough, possibly impossible at this point for him to push back. He's going to need some magical ground being gained. And I don't really see it happening. 19-5 for Grey Fox. Less than a minute on the clock for Tiger. Another Tempest up north. It has just been flying around for a while, right on the edge of those Xenart's range, but it is forced back. We could see Tiger pick up a flag here, but it's just not going to be enough. I just don't see how he's possibly got enough time remaining. A couple of howitzers making their way very far forward here. More Tempest strikes into the centre, a little bit weaker with AA, no real cover there. And I think Grey Fox has switched to the howitzers because he is now starting to lose some aircraft, or his bombing strikes are starting to become harder. It looks like we've got a Typhoon Mark 1B coming in onto the T-34-85 here. Will it get the kill? Rockets released. Does get the kill there. And does fly back over the battlefield. Surveying the damage as he goes. 17-7 for Grey Fox. Xenart 85mm getting hit by those howitzers in the back line. Will take a howitzer quite a while to kill that Xenart 85, but still forces a bit of pressure onto Tiger. But no more pressure required. There is the victory. 26 minutes, 23 seconds, and it felt like a lot quicker than that. It did feel like a much quicker victory than 26 minutes. Congratulations to Grey Fox, 2,600 kills to 1,700 losses. Really did show some great strength with that 6th Airborne deck. And the 44th, they're rated fairly highly, but they just never seem to do the job. They just never seem to do the job. Let's have a look at the kills for Grey Fox. This Tetrarch Little John Tommy, it wasn't this one. Griffiths here. This was the one in the south. Takes down 2 T-34-76s and a T-34-85. Great job. This one here, I think this must have been in the north. Takes out 2 Su-152s. Those Tetrarch Little Johns traded magnificently, and it really put Tiger on the back foot at the start of this game, because the income trades being made really allowed Grey Fox to invest in his planes, you know, having kept those Tetrarch Little Johns alive, and Tiger needed to reinforce his units again. So yeah, it really allowed Grey Fox to start snowballing, and I think these 2 Tetrarch Little Johns may have made a massive, massive, massive difference to this game. Especially the one in the south. I feel like if the one in the south would have gone down, Tiger could have taken control of that south and would have been able to at least establish a holding position there while he focused elsewhere. But because that went down, he was under so much pressure in the south that he had to reinforce his front line and couldn't invest in AA earlier than he ended up doing so. At least that's my assessment of perhaps what happened there. This Cromwell 5 did a great job as well, taking out the OB-25, T-34-76 and Xenart 37mm. I mean, tank on tank, I kind of said at the start that I thought the 44th Guards would have it, but definitely the trades did not go Tiger's way. Well, there we have it. That's game 2. It's now equal, 1 apiece. This is a best of 5, so we will have at least 4 games in this matchup between the 2 players. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. If you have, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and consider, you know, dropping me $1 or a few dollars to help me out produce these videos by becoming a channel member. You can also join my Discord and drop me any questions you want to drop me. Thanks very much for watching. I am Angry Birds. I will see you next time.